Hey everybody, this is Col Michael Drowley, 355th Wing Commander. It's 19 March and this is the afternoon update. First off, I'd like to start off with a little bit of an apology. Today we started our new commissary and BX procedures, and as part of that we had Colonel Kennison, the maintenance group commander, go over to talk to some of the personnel going in, explain why we're doing the new procedures that we're doing. Colonel Kennison has the capability to talk quite a bit about how much he loves the University of Tennessee, the state of Tennessee, how he wants everybody in the Air Force to be in the maintenance group. And so I'm getting feedback that he was talking to people for a good 30, 45 minutes at a point sometimes. And that's time that you guys will never get back. And so we're going to change up the personnel that are out there, meeting our folks that are going into the commissary and the BX. So that way you don't have Colonel Kennison over there talking your ear off. Having said that, though, I do want to talk about the new commissary and the BX procedures. The reason why we're doing that is to really ensure that our airmen that are supporting the mission and their dependents have the opportunity to go in and get the things that they need. We were getting feedback that they weren't getting that opportunity, or by the time they had gone over to the commissary and the BX, a lot of the essentials had already been purchased. So that's why we're going with a 3-item limit. That's why we have some prioritized hours at the beginning and at the end of the day. Everybody is still going to have the opportunity to shop. The leadership team here is really focused to make sure that everybody gets exactly what they need. But we're still working it. There's a lot of strain on the system right now, but it is in our cross-check, and it is a priority for us to make sure that everybody gets exactly what they need as we're working through this challenge. Another thing that I'd like to pass along as an emphasis item is we still want to adhere to those procedures that we have for personnel that aren't feeling good. We want you to stay home. Go ahead and inform your chain of command, call the COVID hotline, and make sure that we are taking good accounting of who is not feeling quite up to par. And then we also have the 14-day restriction of movement process that we're going through. Still limited on the number of tests that we can provide. The state of Arizona is really working on that. But it's important that we adhere to those procedures, because that's what's going to keep us making sure that we're not spreading anything if people aren't feeling good and we don't have that opportunity to test. We have those procedures in place. A couple of the other updates I'd like to pass along is our services team is really trying to look at different things that they can help do to alleviate some of the stressors that are out there. Some of the personnel that have childcare and they are keeping their kids at home either based off the 14-day restriction of movement, they're looking at ways to reimburse costs that may have already been provided if they are no longer using that childcare service. They're also looking at curbside pickup for meals at our Stripes Cafe and other FSS-related food services on base, and just other things that they can do to help inform with deciphering some of the travel restrictions, PCS restrictions, so that way everybody understands what we're going through. It's difficult right now because we're getting a lot of guidance, but our services team is really working that to try and make sure everybody has a good understanding where they can go, where they can PCS, the status they're in. A couple questions that we received, and I'd really try and applaud you guys for sending those questions in, and really encourage you, if you have a question, please provide it to us. One of them was, hey, I'm mill to mill, and what do I do for childcare based off the school closures? We as a chain of command need to help work that. So between the two military spouses, how can we work your schedule so that way you have that capability to watch the kids that aren't in school during this time when it's closed? We had another question, what will happen if the base goes into like a full lockdown, a full mission essential type only personnel? We're working that plan right now. We don't expect it to happen, but we want to be prepared in case it does. And so that way we can have good communication of, hey, these are the procedures that we're operating on. This is where you can go and get services. And everybody has a good understanding of what does that apply to and what it means towards our access to the base. Got a question on the FAM camp and whether it's going to close. We don't want to close the FAM camp. It's a contingency that we have to be ready for. So what we're asking is if somebody has the capability to go back to their home of record, if they're down here vacationing, please take the opportunity to do that. If you're unable to do that, we're going to work with you and make sure that you've got the capabilities that you need to make sure that you have shelter and those kind of things. So it's not something that we're pushing towards. It's just something that we're being ready for. And if you've got another option, we're just trying to say it would help us out if you pursued that option. Finally, we're going into the weekend. Tomorrow is a scheduled down day where we're reducing operations. We're going to still keep some command and control here at the base because there is the situation that's going on that's constantly evolving. The COVID hotline will still be up and running, so if somebody's got health questions, they can call that. But otherwise, we're trying to get folks away from the workplace, back with their families, so that way they can rest and recoup and take some time to recover. So minimal operations going on. We will still have a small footprint here. Also going to give public affairs a day off, so don't expect a video from Chief or myself tomorrow unless something urgent comes up, and then we'll put out the word as quickly as we can. That does bring me to kind of my final point. I was informed today that earlier during the morning update, Chief Lyda may have been what's called pandering for likes on these videos. Now, I'll tell you, I was shocked by getting that news. I heard a rumor. The rumor may have been from me, but it's from a very credible source that Chief Lyda may have been out bribing personnel with toilet paper for likes. And so, if that's the kind of person that you want to give likes to, I would strongly urge you to consider where those likes are going. And if there's somebody else that maybe could use a few likes, maybe you choose that person over somebody else that's using nefarious ways to get personnel to like his video. Now, I really do appreciate everything everybody's doing. Chief Lyda has been doing an amazing job getting out there, getting the word out, and really keeping our team together. And that's what I want everybody really focused on as we go into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Think about your teammates, think about your family mates, and really just try and spend some time connecting with them. We've got the social distance going on, but please call a friend, FaceTime with somebody, check in, make sure they're doing all right, and then take care of yourselves. Have a good Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Look forward to talking to you guys on Monday. Rescue and Attack.